Hello everybody, what is going on? It's me, TyGamer here, and today I'm here to explain to you that I was wrong. Normally I'm wrong about a lot of things in my life, but for this video's sake, I was wrong about a little game called Returnal. When this game was announced, I literally kind of laughed it off and said, oh my god, another bullet hell game that is based around breaking the cycle and time constraints and all this other stupid shit. Probably won't pick that up. But, little did I know, for my birthday, my 21st birthday, I'm old now, by the way, I'm 21, haha, I'm gonna die someday. I got some money in some PlayStation gift cards from my folks, and I figured I would spend it on that game. What with its $70 price point and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I gave Returnal a shot because I figured, hey, if I'm going to get some money's worth out of this, I may as well actually play the goddamn game. So I've been playing nothing but the game for the past 2 days. Obviously, I haven't finished the game yet, so this is not like a full definitive like review, yes or no, but this is basically my first impressions and my thoughts as I've played maybe like 6 to 7 hours of it so far. Nothing crazy, but I just want to get a video out because I kind of like it a lot. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So I mentioned earlier that I was very skeptical of this title early on after its announcement. I had to ask myself time and time again if a video game like this was really worth forking over 70 big ones. But I eventually caved and got the darn thing, only to be completely and utterly shocked. Returnal, as it stands for me, is an extremely solid third-person roguelike shooter that has some interesting gameplay and story moments. Not to mention the many benefits on the PlayStation 5 console itself, which is the platform this title is exclusive to. Jumping, shooting, and dodging your way through an alien planet that could otherwise be a sci-fi sequel to Groundhog Day is absolutely amazing. Cutting your way through alien enemies and slowly overcoming the game's difficulty spikes are hands down some of the best gunplay and movement I've seen in the roguelike genre before. Not to mention with the new DualSense controller on PS5, this game looks and feels like a next-gen title. But we'll get into that in a little bit. For now, let's look deep into Returnal's narrative, or at least what I understand about the game so far. You play as Celine, an intergalactic space pilot in search of the mysterious white signal, when she suddenly crash lands on the alien planet Atropos. It's soon clear to Celine that she is stuck in a time loop and must break free of the cycle holding her within the always changing landscape. Upon finding her own corpse, Celine contemplates whether this is actually her from the past, or if this is a sign of things still to come. To survive the barren, rain-soaked landscapes of the planet's surface, Celine fights her way through alien creatures as she goes deeper and deeper into the abyss, hoping to find answers. But while survival is the most important thing you can strive for in the game, dying is never too far off and plays a very important role in the world building of Returnal. You see, when you die in the game, you die in real life! No, you restart from the beginning of the game where your ship crashed and have to do it all over again until you clear the boss floor. Not only that, but to make things a little easier, Returnal provides you with some permanent upgrades you can use no matter how many times you fall victim to the enemy bullets. We can get into that stuff in a bit, however, though, because as far as narrative is concerned, you'll come across several different audio logs Celine has left in her past attempts. These logs will take you through the kind of mindset she's in as she slowly begins to understand the gravity of her situation. Gravity? Okay. The game also invites you to some PT-esque horror moments when you uncover more physical manifestations of Celine's memories. I remember vividly a moment in one of my runs when I was casually running through the levels as I had before, when suddenly I came up to a house that was lingering in the darkness of the surrounding area. After some exploring, I found the key and walked inside, only to find a first-person camera perspective and a beautifully rendered home interior. You feel Celine's fear as she walks through her own home, uncovering the mementos of the past before finally reaching the upper floor to see an elusive astronaut outside the window. I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of this sort of interactive storytelling from the game as I make my way through it. It's really sucked me in, and if you love sci-fi, this game has a damn good narrative. But Returnal's story isn't the only thing that makes it unique. It's definitely got a lot more aces hidden up its sleeve. Now, while Returnal's narrative experience is one that could set itself apart from the roguelike genre in the same way that Hades has, it's not the real selling point for this title altogether. This is a game where death could come at any moment, and where being on your feet is as useful a tool as being able to shoot everything until it dies. That, on top of hidden items that scratch that exploration itch, and a minimap that pulls at the completionist in us all, Returnal is a very intense game, whether it's your first run or your 45th one. I'm gonna beat the game. I'm gonna beat the game. I get it. While the game is definitely a challenge, its learning curve can be overcome with practice and determination, not to mention learning specific enemy patterns and how and when to dodge the walls of bullets that every damn enemy catapults your way. But something I did not expect was permanent unlocks for gear and equipment. Normally in roguelike titles, if you die, that's it. It's back to the first room, and it's your job to carve your way forward again and again with little to nothing but a basic low damage weapon and hope. And while Returnal does have moments like this, it still allows the player more tools that permanently unlock so that exploration and combat remain a bit easier with each and every run. And I know what you hardcore players are thinking right now. And no, you do not get permanent buffs, and the game does not just get easier after unlocking these upgrades. As a player, you still have to work your way up to having more powerful weapons and gear based on what random loot spawns on your run. This just makes collecting those items and using them to your benefit a whole lot easier, and also adds a lot of interesting elements to the title itself. And also, because I'm still learning how to be decent at this game, I lose a lot of health when it comes to the big baddies, and I'm really quite good at shooters. My point is, don't go into this game just expecting to be absolutely unstoppable, no matter what weapon or upgrade you have, because Returnal will make you eat your words. Now, gameplay mechanics and flashy lights are cool and all, but how does the game feel, I hear you asking? It feels great. And with the DualSense controller and Pulse 3D wireless headphones, this game is like a dream and is extremely immersive. It's so immersive! The adaptive triggers are something to behold, and the haptic feedback in the controller itself lets you feel every raindrop, footstep, and bullet fired around you. And with the 3D audio engine Returnal uses, it's impossible not to feel almost as if you're there running around through the eyes of Celine herself. It's absolutely stunning, and I apologize to those of you who still, unfortunately, are looking literally everywhere for a PS5, but you really do have to experience this level of immersion for yourself. Like my roommate always says, the DualSense controller is an extremely amazing piece of hardware, and it is literally the hardest thing to market for in the world of gaming today. And he's totally right, because this thing is super hard to market for unless you have it in your grubby little fucking paws. But I promise you, whether you have a PS5 or not, this game delivers, and it does so to a beautiful extent. I hope that everyone who has or has yet to own a PlayStation 5 gets to experience this level of detail, and I ask that Sony continues to keep up with the level of quality that Returnal showcases in its gameplay. While the story and gameplay are absolutely stellar, with a game like this, it must drop a lot of frames, right? With all that crap flying around on the screen 24/7, the console might overheat and sound like a PS3 trying to play Mass Effect.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm very happy to say that, no, it doesn't drop any frames, and the console is dead silent the entire time. This just goes to show how powerful these next-gen consoles can be, because if this title released on the PS4 as a launch title, the poor console would be screaming bloody fucking murder, and you'd drop frames a lot more often. With the guts of the PS5 being so amazing, one could actually come close to compare the damn thing to a technological landmark. We are spoiled to have the kind of games we do in the new generation of consoles already, and with games like Demon's Souls, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Resident Evil Village, how could you not marvel in the fact that these came out less than a year after the new console's launch? But I'll quiet my inner Sony crony fanboy for a second and continue talking about Returnal now. It's a beauty to behold. I honestly have no other way of putting that into words other than it's breathtaking.
You're breathtaking!
Thanks, Keanu, but we aren't talking about your game today. Returnal is crystal clear, and its cinematics appear to be seamless with the gameplay, only taking control when it needs to, meaning you're in the driver's seat of a game with an interesting and compelling story, amazing gameplay, and exploration mechanics, along with some of the best game feels since Astro's Playroom. I genuinely hope anyone looking for a PS5 console can get their hands on one just to experience games like this.
Acquired a xenotype weapon, similar to our carbine technology.
While my review of this title is in progress, seeing as I haven't even finished the game yet, I'd still like to give a verdict of my thoughts and experiences so far. Hopefully, if you're someone who's on the fence about Returnal like I was, this video may have made it a little easier for you to decide whether or not you'll snag it. Seriously though, I love the time I've gotten to spend with the game so far, and I can't wait to hopefully finish it before next year. If you're a fan of sci-fi, then you'll love this game's story. The writing is on point and never interrupts gameplay for anything it doesn't have to. This allows you as the player to be in complete control over Celine and your experience on this foreign alien planet. While the game is unforgiving at times and has a heavy focus on death, there is a way to overcome its learning curve and improve gradually. Players everywhere will get their socks rocked at least a handful of times before understanding the mechanics and complex systems Returnal brings to the table. But in doing so is a rewarding experience and will always make you feel like you're doing something better than before. The feel of this title, and pretty much all of PlayStation 5 titles that are out right now, is absolutely amazing. And if you can get your hands on a PS5 console, then I would personally recommend this one heavily. If you were lucky enough to snag a pair of Pulse 3D wireless headphones as well, it only enhances the experience, though any headphones with 3D audio also work extremely well and are highly recommended if you're looking to be truly immersed. And with all of that said, my in-progress review for Returnal on the PS5 is a solid 9 out of 10. It's a phenomenal title, and I highly suggest you play it if and or when you have the chance to. And also, I do believe that this is the quality we as gamers should come to expect from games releasing today, especially at a $70 price point. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. If you guys did enjoy it, remember to like, comment down below what your favorite part of this video was, and if you're going to pick up Returnal for yourselves. And also, if you really want to, subscribe, because it's free and it supports the channel in a really big way. We are on the road to 200 as of filming this video, and I'm super excited about it. Also, go follow me on my socials, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You can also join the Discord and donate on Patreon if you really do feel so inclined. But thank you again so much for coming out. I'm going to stop talking and let you guys get back to your day. I'm gonna go play more Returnal. It's just a fact. It's just what I'm gonna go do. Bye, everybody.